what's going on, Trojan family? Welcome to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. We are Los Angeles Sports. This is your daily dose of USC Trojans news. 31 commits in the USC Trojans 2026 class in pursuit of 35 total. So 4 spots remaining if all things stand pat, which I fully believe they close to will. I'm not willing to say 100% of all 31 will stay committed, but I feel really good about all 31 staying committed based on the hype around the program, based on how USC is structuring kind of this recruitment and these commitments and these NIL opportunities. So I feel good about that. So 4 spots remaining. It seems like there's only one current player they are still pursuing before fall season starts. And then once the fall starts, they'll use that to kind of reevaluate some players for those final 3 spots. Now, that one player they're still pursuing right now, would love to get a commitment before the end of July, before the season starts, is interior offensive lineman Breck Kolojay. Kolojay is the 25th ranked interior offensive lineman according to On3 Rivals industry rankings. ESPN actually has him as high as 6th, so they see him, I guess, in a much higher light than some of the other recruiting websites. But, an elite offensive lineman that would be a great addition to this already really solid offensive line class. And obviously to become the 32nd commitment in this class and someone that they would love to have to pair with Zach Hansen and the already, like I said, established, offensive lineman that they do have, which he would be the 7th offensive lineman in this class after already having 6. So, that's a large offensive lineman class, but it gives you tons of depth, tons of room for growth, tons of opportunity. And the connections that Kolojay has to USC are impressive. That should hopefully help him maybe come to a decision. Now, he plays currently at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. He is teammates with USC commit Kenai Pepe, elite 5-star tackle. So he's teammates with, I believe they're roommates also. Either they were or they still are. So they're obviously extremely tight. There's got to be some recruitment going on there from Pepe. Aside from that, he grew up in Colorado, in my hometown of Littleton. Shout out to 303. Grew up in Littleton with USC commits Cannon Smith, who is an interior offensive lineman on the offensive line, and Mark Bowman, 5-star tight end. Played like youth ball together in the great state of Colorado before he went on to IMG in Florida. So 3 different commits at USC have connections to Kolojay. So aside from just what USC has to offer and yada, 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 he would actually end up being closer to home if he went to USC versus, a lot of the training schools right now, which are Miami and Florida. So you'd think like, oh, local, he's going to stay in Florida, but he's from Colorado. I'm sure he still has family in Colorado. I'm from Colorado. It's a quick 2-hour flight from LAX to DIA. So you have that connection as well. And then obviously just the friendships that he's had from childhood and the familiarity there. He took his official visit with Mark Bowman. Official visit went very well, as they all do. So we'll see when a commitment is announced. I would think someone like him, it will be before the season starts, so July or August. But I don't think we have a definitive date on any of that yet. Now, On3 or Rivals, their recruiting prediction machine, which is more AI-driven than person, and there's been no predictions put in yet. It has USC 5th. I don't put a lot of stock on that again. But Alex, they have it listed. They have Miami at 70%, Florida at 6%, Oklahoma at 3.9%, Georgia 3.3%, and USC all the way down at 2.6%. Based on conversations I've had, based on other intel put out by the other great recruiting insiders, it seems like it's basically a 2-horse race between Miami and USC. I don't think Florida, Oklahoma, Georgia are as close as maybe that indicates. I still wouldn't count out Colorado. He has visited Colorado, obviously being from Colorado. Just the excitement still around the University of Colorado with Coach Prime and some of the other additions to their coaching staff they've made, being in the Big 12. So I wouldn't count them out still. They're still a draw. that it is a program on the rise. It is his home state. He would be one of the top recruits in their class. So I wouldn't count them out, but I think Miami and USC is kind of who it's coming down to. And I think USC feels really good about where they are. So that's, I think, the last guy they're really pursuing right now before the season starts. And then they'll evaluate during the season to give the remaining offers they have. If Kolojay ends up committing to Miami or Colorado or any of the other schools, then that gives them 4 spots that they'll basically try to fill between September and signing day in December. Because again, the goal is 35 commitments. That's their plan. That's what they want to do. I don't think they're going to force it, but you get 35 a year, and they want to fill it all up before even heading into the 2027 class. So Kolojay would be a great one. Like I said, the 7th offensive line commit. He would be ranked right alongside Easton Tafa when you got, Kenai Pepe at the top, Easton Tafa, and then you got Kolojay right there, Cannon Smith right around there as well. So a really big, strong trench class that they would be building, which I think would be really, really impressive. So this is definitely the next big one we're looking for USC to land. Obviously, you know where to keep it to keep you posted right here on the USC LAFB YouTube channel or LAFBnetwork.com. We'll have all the intel as I receive it out on both of those platforms, whether you prefer video or written, or even on audio if you just search Salute to Troy wherever you get your audio podcast. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Again, if you want to join, become a member, that would help us out a ton. Part of your membership would go towards youth sport initiatives in the Los Angeles area, so going to a good cause as well. Thanks, as always. I'm Ryan Dyrud, and as always, fight on.